What's up, guys? All Things MTG here. Today we have our, I think, final iteration of my red-white aggro deck tech for standard. I think after this I'll be meditating more towards Sultai mid-range. Sultai being black, blue, and green. Well, this deck will be retired for a while, I think, after this video. Let's get started in the deck tech. For our 1-drops, we have 2 Chain to the Rocks, because they are excellent removal, because this deck is more red than it is white, so we will tend to typically have more mountains. And, of course, since we do that, we remove a creature, and of course we'll have to be careful with those Sultai charms, being able to remove enchantments. Those will be one of the few things that can get rid of us at the moment. But our next 1-drops, this deck is mostly creatures, because I want to have lots of things I can do to kill people by turn 3 or so. We have 4 Soldier of the Pantheon, because protection from multicolored means Sultai charms can't hit it. Our other multicolored spells can't hit it. Their other multicolored removal spells can't hit it. And, best part, when an opponent plays a multicolored spell, we gain 1 life. So they try to Sultai charm away our Chain to the Rocks. They get a creature back, but we gain 1 life. And, with the protection for multicolored, their Sagu Maulers and Morphin, or their other multicolored creatures, can't block it. Which is amazing, and it's a 2/1 for 1 white, which is a good turn 1 play. And next 1-drop is, or final 1-drop is, we have 4 copies of Fire Drinker Satyr. He is good, except for when we playing a deck that has red, because he's a 2/1. He can be pumped up, but he'll deal damage to us. If damage would be dealt to him, we take that much damage as well. And whenever it's 2 mana and 1 damage to pump him up. So he's not the best against other red, like mirror matches. He usually comes out. And that is the final red 1-drop. Next, we have some new cons cards. We have Horde Ambusher. For 2, you get when it blocks, deals 1 damage to us, but it has Morph. And the good part is we can play Morph for 3 and have a red card in our hand and reveal it. And then he flips. And the best part is when he flips, a creature cannot block this turn, which is awesome to get through damage. And he's a 2/2. Our next 2-drop happens to be one with Raid, so we want to wait to play him. It's a 2/1 Warname Aspirant, another new cons card we have 4 of. If you attack with the creature and then play him, he gets a counter, which is cool. So if you attack on turn 2 with a soldier, right? They don't block. You play this as a 3/2. Which means next turn you're dealing 3 damage. Well, more if you drop down your hasty guy, which you only one is Minotaur Skullclaver. But that's a lot of damage. Next up we have 2 Magma Jet as more removal. That lets us scry so we can set up our draws, which is always nice, right? Knowing what you're going to draw that turn is always nice. Ride Down. This piece of removal is also from cons, red, white. Destroy target creature. Target blocking creature. Creatures that were blocked by that creature this combat gain trample, which means your damage gets through. But I'm still a little on the fritz about it. I'm gonna test it more. I think that is good for now, though. Next we have 2 deflecting palms. Also from cons, obviously. The next time a source of your choice will deal damage to you this turn, prevent that damage. If damage is prevented this way, deflecting palm deals that much damage to that source's controller. So let's say they're playing a mono red devotion, and they play a fanatic of Mogus for like 17. You can play that to redirect like 17 damage, which is good. And the artwork is just, that's just scary. I mean, like, I could probably zoom in a little. He's blocking his fist, and the punch knocks his knuckles out. Ugh. So weird. But next up, now we are on to our 3 drops. We're getting close to the top of our curve. Our 3 drops are, we have 3 prophetic flame speakers. I might double strike trample for 2 red and a colorless. And when he deals combat damage, which he has twice, you get to this ability activates twice. You exile the top card of your library and you may play it this turn. So when he hits, you exile 2 cards and you may play them, which is like Chandra's 0 ability, but can be used repeatedly while using her +1 ability, which is the main ability we'll be using with her, because we're going to use that to get through the game, so we never usually get to her last ability. But what I was saying, right, was I'm testing it. I don't know whether I should take it out, put 2 more copies of Ride Down, and then another Iroh is in. But I'll keep testing it some more. And oops, sorry, bumped into my tripod. Sorry, bumped into it again. And our next 3 drop is another piece of removal and just a good card. It is the Spear of Heliod. It's a good swarmer because it gives our creatures +1/+1. Nice and simple. Lets us do more damage. And, you know, it lets us kill something. Oh, jeez. I'm sorry. I just noticed something. We skipped a 2 drop. We have 3 Acro and Hoplite. I didn't notice this. This guy's good because we can attack with multiple guys. And he just gets pumped up huge. So we deal lots of damage. That's really the only reason this guy's in here. Then we have 3 Minotaur Skull Cleaver. For 1 red and 2 colorless. We get a hasty 2/2 that gets +2/+0 when he comes into play. So he's 4. That's 4 damage, plus whatever damage you have already to attack with on turn 3. You can guarantee that's going to be quite a bit of damage. Right? Yes, I know, I agree. Which is just what makes him so good. And now we're nearing the very tip top of our curve. At 4. We have 1 Iroh is God of Victory. We used to have 2 Perforos in here, but I took them out because I didn't really need them. And Iroh he is just amazing. First off, he's indestructible. Second off, as long as a creature, there's your devotion clause, which he'll get activated occasionally, and swinging with a 7/4 is nice. Creatures you control can't be blocked except by 2 or more creatures. This is amazing. This is one of those, this is a game finisher. As soon as this lands, if we get another combat, assuming we have creatures sticking and we're in a good position, we've pretty much just sealed the game. Because that means only, maybe if they have 3 creatures, they can only block 1 of my creatures. Right? Yeah. And the next one is even better. Prevent all damage that would be dealt to attacking creatures you control. That makes your flame speakers indestructible during combat, as long as they're attacking. That's good. Then we have 2 Chandra Pyromasters, because her +1 deals direct damage to the player, which is nice. And because any creature she deals damage to, she can kill off token swarms. But the best part is you can do it on a big 7 toughness creature, or on one of their gods. And it can't block is the best part. We have two of her because we want to see her a bit. And then, you know, we really want to see her. We really want to see her. We love her. We would date her if we could. We would marry her. And yeah, pretty much just see. Let's go into our land. You just saw will be sped up in the actual video, but it feels a little awkward, you know, filming it with trying to, yeah. But our mana base, we have 4 Battlefield Forge, a new M15 Painland, which lets us not have to be so stingy with what lands we have to play at what parts of the game. It is a card that we can play anything as long as we're willing to take a little bit of pain. Which, being an aggro deck, we're willing to take quite a bit, considering we're running Satyr Fire Drinker Satyrs. Sorry. But yeah, next we have the Temple of Victory? Triumph, right. I'm looking right at it. It lets us search, lets us play our draws. Usually if we have one of those turn 1, but we don't have a turn 1 play like a soldier or a satyr, we'll play that so we see what we're going to draw into, and we scry it away. We have 4 of those. And then we have 6 mountains and 5 plains. I've been tempted to take out a mountain and a plains to add in 2 mana confluences. The only reason I haven't done it is because they're just so expensive. I can't afford to, let alone 1. Because those flame speakers were expensive. I literally had to hunt 2 months just to get them all. And that's a long time. But yeah guys, this has been my updated version of my red-white aggro deck. You guys are probably wondering, what is going on there? It's like, yeah, I don't know. I tend to babble a lot, and I'll say random things that you guys won't understand. Just ignore that, please. I'm trying to work on that, but it's a little difficult. But, you know, I do tend to also say, but, you know, right, a lot. You guys probably already noticed that, but, you know, there it is again. I'm sorry I haven't been uploading a lot of videos recently. It's because my tripod had broke. And I got this cool new snazzy one that looks just epic that I'm using right now. That I practically just ran into earlier. And I will be uploading more sibling rivalries. We'll be starting some standard deck techs at CNR, which will be awesome. You guys will be able to see this deck in action. I'm gonna be trying as hard as I can to finish my Sultai mid-range deck that I'm gonna be using for next standard. And it's sad. My sliver deck is no longer usable. It is not standard legal anymore. Let us all have a moment of silence for my sliver deck, which tore people apart at F&M. Okay, yeah. Well, if you like the content, you can put down in the comments, you know, some tips for other decks, how to make them better. Some cards you would put in your place. Decks you want to see me attempt, try, and fail to build. Put in the comments. Also put in the comments critiques, what kind of videos you guys would like to see. What kind of stuff you want me to talk about in my videos, like, you know, sibling rivalry. Like, me and my sister can talk about politics, the weather, stuff. We can just talk about it. All sorts of things. I can do pack openings, deck techs. I've only opened 2 Khans of Tarkir packs. Literally. Because I bought an intro deck, and that's how I got most of the cards for my Sultai mid-range deck. My first pack, I opened a Bloodstained Mire, which was awesome. My first fetch land pulled out of my very first Khans of Tarkir pack. Then I traded it for some cards for my Soul Time mid-range deck, and for the final Prophetic Flame Speaker I need, which finished up the deck, which gave you guys this video. I'm going to stop talking now and say don't forget to tell your friends, watch our videos, like and subscribe if you like our channel enough, and bye.